Hello, this is Eric at Not Bio Studio, and today I bring you a tripod leveling head. So this one is a newer one. Tilt our camera so we can actually level it, and we have a bubble for our level. Now, one thing to concern ourselves with is how big the base is. Of course, you'll know if you see my videos that I use a Ulanzi claw, which gives me some height off of this so I can at least see a level if my camera happens to be over this area. If it's wider than 2.5 inches, the base of your camera, it's going to cover up your leveling bubble, so keep that in mind. Now this is rated for 5 kilograms. Now there is one from Neewer that's rated for double the weight, but I believe the main difference is the other one doesn't have this rubber around here. Everything else is pretty much identical, and the thread size, rather than being 1/4 on the other one, is 3/8 inch, and you can't take that off. Now for accessory wise, what does this come with? We have an accessory thread, so we can change from 1/4 to 3/8 inch. So I could do that with this, or I can use the Allen key also to tighten this Allen screw for actually make it so it doesn't slip around. And I also have this little key here. I can put this in the back for mounting to change my 3/8 inch to 1/4 inch mount using this right here to screw it on. Now that's kind of cool. Now if anyone is confused, the thread on top of the unit is 1/4 inch, adaptable 3/8 inch with the connector that it comes with. And on the bottom, it's a 3/8 inch hole, and the adapter makes it 1/4 inch. Now I have this connected to my camera, and we can see that I have the level on the camera set, which says it's tilted a certain way, and we can see the tilt on here. There's the bubble. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this lever so it's loosened. And the nice part is it doesn't just wiggle around so much quickly. There's a little bit of pushback, so it's not going to wobble around too much. And now if I look at this, it's level. And that's level. Let's do this. I was looking just slightly off, just a little, and my camera shows it's just slightly off as well on the one side. So it's pretty darn accurate. Now one thing to note with this particular unit here is it doesn't turn, but I do have this tripod head that's a fluid head that does turn, and I can still do that part. There are ones that actually do have it, so you can actually swivel this part itself. Now if I were to try to force it to move, you do have to use a lot of force to try to get this to go. I can probably even lift this whole thing, like just being nuts with this. There we go. It's not even really moving at all. If you can see, the bubble is still about the same place as I had it just a moment ago. But yeah. So one concern I have is to do with this set screw. So if I tighten this using the little Allen key included, we can see there's a screw that comes up, and that can jab into your tripod or whatever case is, your mounting mechanism, and cause some scrapes on here. The nice part about this having a rubber pad is it stops it from slipping once you have it pretty tight. So having the rubber pad here is something I do very much appreciate. Now, what I normally mount to otherwise is my Ulanzi claw, which we have right here. And just turn my camera around to show what kind of weird, crazy setup I have going. So my camera, I totally set up completely different than normal. I got a battery bank powering my camera. I have this grip right here that powers a battery that powers my Zoom F3. So I have some really crazy stuff going on in this place. Got an arm holding my light, and I have my Godox right up here. I'm getting a softbox with a grid. It is connected to my camera. We have 12 degrees of tilt in all directions. Not a huge amount, but then again, if your camera is that far off, you got other problems. Just adjusting it so I can see where I am. And if you don't let it off fully, it makes it easy to adjust it without flopping around everywhere. So if we go to the manual, you'll see that curved hook on it. So that's actually shaped with the finger itself, so it makes it easy to push down. All made of metal, so nice, good quality there. I think this thing's gonna last. If anything, this could have been rated easily for 10 kilograms, but I believe that 1/4 inch thread on top of that is what limits the rating. This is Eric of Not Bios. Feel free to ask any questions below, especially about any other products I reviewed on this channel. The light here, I'm going to be getting a softbox, adding a grid, my camera itself. We have our Zoom F3 for audio, and part of this was actually recording the camera was my mobile phone connected to my Zoom F3. Now get that. The Neewer tripod leveling head is now a part of my setup. Of course, one problem is if something behind me is not level, now it's going to be a little more obvious. The homemade sign is just, I think, slightly off, but it does work quite well, and we can see I have it mounted right now. And of course, I'm using my fluid head. It seems to be working okay. So if you have any questions about any of the equipment, if you're wondering where a review is, I can give you a hand. And of course, if you're wondering how I find something nowadays, feel free to ask. My Ulanzi claw for me is indispensable. The Ulanzi claw is a quick release. So it means I press the button and pull my camera off instantly. This is Eric of Not Bio Studio. Feel free to subscribe and help this channel grow. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much. And have yourselves a most wonderful day.